Don't blink. These stories sound like movie scenes, but they're real, shocking, and hard to forget. Stay with me till the very end, because each case builds to a final reminder that could save a life. We'll move fast, keep it simple, and honor the people behind the headlines. Watch all the way through so every name gets the respect they deserve. And so you don't miss the quiet moment we share at the finish. Ready? Here's the list. Aaliyah, John Eric Hexum, Anton Yelchin, Martha Mansfield, Olive Thomas, Randy Rhoads, Russ Columbo, Les Harvey, Brandon Lee, and Vic Morrow. Let's unpack what happened and why it still matters. Aaliyah's story hurts because it should have been just another short flight. After a video shoot in paradise, she had the voice, the style, the calm star power that felt far ahead of her age. The plane was small, the luggage was heavy. Reports later said the load was over the limit and the pilot should not have been flying. The aircraft lifted, dipped, and came down just past the runway. There was no time for help. We remember her for the music, the quiet strength, and the way she opened doors for artists who came after. A bright future ended by a choice that should have been safer. John Eric Hexum's death shows how a harmless prop could still be deadly. It was a break between takes. A revolver loaded with blanks rested nearby. He joked around, pressed it to his head, and pulled the trigger. A blank does not fire a bullet, but the blast is powerful. At close range, it can shatter bone. That's what happened. He fought for days in the hospital, then slipped away. The room fell silent. Later, his family chose to donate his organs, and that choice saved other lives. He was young, on the rise, and gone because of a split-second mistake most of us don't even think about. Anton Yelchin's accident is the kind that makes you check your driveway twice. He parked, stepped out to get his mail, and the SUV rolled back. A confusing gear design and the slight slope were enough to trap him against a brick post and a gate. There was no crash sound, no breaking screech, just a quiet, awful moment that changed everything. The loss sparked a massive recall and a wave of owner warnings. He was a talented actor, thoughtful and curious, and he loved to make music too. His friends say he had a gentle heart. If you own a car with a tricky shifter or a steep driveway, this story is the reason to double-check the brake and turn the wheels. Martha Mansfield was a silent terror star on the edge of her big leap. She had the face, the grace, and the momentum. After a Civil War scene wrap, she rested in a car still wearing a long, layered costume. A lit match met a flammable dress. The fabric flashed. A co-star threw his coat around her. The driver burned his hands trying to help. They did everything right, and it still wasn't enough. She died the next day. Today, film sets are safer because lessons like this force change. Fire-safe fabrics, strict open flame rules, and trained set medics. Her legacy includes the protections that came after. Olive Thomas was a beauty queen turned headliner who helped define the flapper era on screen. In Paris with her husband, she reached for a bottle in a dim hotel bathroom. It held a poisonous mercury compound, a common treatment for infections in that time. One swallow burned her mouth and throat and set off a race doctors could not win. She was 2 rooms away from safety and a world away from home. Family, fans, and co-workers were left with rumors and questions. The simple lesson still stands. Unlabeled or risky medicine does not belong within easy reach, and never in a shared space. Randy Rhoads changed the sound of heavy music with clean hands and a clear head. While others partied, he practiced. He wrote guitar lines that felt like flight fast, bright, and full of melody. During a tour stop, a pilot took a small plane up for fun. He made low passes near the tour bus. The wing clipped, the plane broke apart, and the flash took Randy and another passenger with it. One reckless stunt erased a future many people believe would have been legendary. You can feel the what if every time those famous riffs kick in. Talent is not a shield. Bad choices by others can still cut a life short. Russ Columbo was a smooth-voiced crooner at the start of a film career. He visited a friend who collected antique weapons. An old dueling pistol discharged by accident. The round hit a table, bounced, and struck Russ. Surgeons tried to pull him back. He didn't make it. It sounds like fiction because it is so simple and strange. A collector's piece, a ricochet, and a rising star gone the same day. His circle tried to protect his mother from the truth with staged letters and photos, which tells you how deep the grief ran. Locked empty chambers and proper storage would have saved a life. Les Harvey was a guitarist playing to a packed hall. The stage was wet. The grounding was poor. When he stepped to the mic, electricity found an easy path. He collapsed in front of the audience and never got up. Stage crews learned from that night. Modern shows test grounding, tape down cables, dry the deck, and drill for emergencies. The fix is basic: safe wiring, safe gear, and someone in charge who is not afraid to stop a set. If you play or work live shows, remember his name and ask the simple questions before the lights go up. Brandon Lee's death feels like a warning stamped across every film set forever. The scene called for a close-range shot. A bullet fragment was jammed in the barrel from an earlier mishandled prop round. A blank fire later pushed that fragment out with deadly force. Brandon fell, and people thought he was acting. By the time they knew, it was too late. Today, responsible sets keep live ammo far away, triple-check barrels, slow down when weapons are on set, and use rubber or airsoft stand-ins whenever they can. One small shortcut can undo 1,000 careful steps. Vic Morrow's final moments came during a night shoot with a helicopter above and pyrotechnics below. A blast damaged the tail rotor. The aircraft tipped, dropped, and the scene turned into a disaster. Safety rules on aerial work, night shoots, child actors, and special effects all changed after the lawsuits and hearings that followed. It was too late for the people lost that night, but the changes made later sets safer for everyone else. When you wonder why films halt for wind, rain, or technical checks, think of this case. Those pauses are paid for, in part, by the lessons of that day. Here's a reminder that runs through every one of these stories. Most of these deaths were preventable. The fault wasn't fame. It was weight limits ignored, props not checked, outlets not grounded, guns not cleared, bottles not labeled, stunts not supervised, and designs not fixed fast enough. It only takes one misstep for chance to become tragedy. That's why crews test gear, pilots file plans, and teams say hold when something feels off. That's why a friend at a party grabs a bottle and says, "Let's lock this up." It isn't fear, it's love.